We have another busy weekend coming up in Hawkeye sports.
That's right. Between men's and women's gymnastics, men's basketball, and then wrestling, Iowa sports has a very busy weekend.
That's right. The women's basketball team started the weekend off last night against Michigan State, and it was also their first game without their point guard, Tanai Davis, who tore her ACL this past week. But the Hawks came out strong and put the Spartans away in overtime 87-83. Charles Boyd has more from Carver Hawkeye Arena.
What a long Thursday night has been here in Carver Hawkeye Arena. With both teams, Iowa and Michigan State, competing at such a high level, it led to Iowa women's basketball team winning by 4 points in overtime. Even though Iowa came off to a slow start, they finished strong at the end with the help of two freshmen, Mackenzie Meyer and Kathleen Doyle. Doyle went 50% from the three-point line, with one of the threes being early in the third quarter. Meyer talks about how important it was for her to capitalize on 3 points, going 12 for 14 at the line.
Well, those are easy points to get and easy shots, and I know a lot of times it comes down to free throws and layups at the end of the game, and it certainly did today, so I knew I had to put them in.
You know, I'm really proud. This freshman class is really talented, and it bodes well for the future, but I don't want to look to the future. I don't want to look to, Sunday, and just keep building their confidence because they're so good, and just let them, keep making some freshman mistakes and not getting too wigged out about it, but, trying to just enjoy the opportunity to be out there with them every day in practice, because they come every day wanting to get better.
With Iowa's women's basketball team coming off a big win this Thursday night here in Carver Hawkeye Arena, they'll be back in action at Ohio State February 12th at 11 a.m. This is Charles Boyd reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
It seems to be a common trend here with overtime games and those younger players stepping up lately.
Yeah. Now moving into men's basketball, the Hawkeyes had their second double overtime loss this season against Minnesota on Wednesday night. Jacques was back in action, though, and definitely seemed to be back to playing his game and led the Hawks with 28 points.
Now, that's right, but it wasn't Jacques' high-scoring game that had fans talking. It was an attempted timeout while the Hawks were up by 2 during the last minute of regulation play that the refs did not seem to hear or see.
It just came down that I should have called timeout right away, and I thought they were going to foul, so that's why I kind of held on to it. But you never want to leave the game up for the refs to make a call.
To be honest, I thought we won the game already with that timeout. We called timeout. Coach told the ref we was going to call timeout when we get the ball back, and you can hear Brady call timeout. But other than that, I thought second overtime, I think we just kept fighting. We had a few chances to win the game, but they're a great team, and we went to a double overtime, and they got the best of us.
It was kind of even painful to watch that game. At the end, you could hear Brady calling for the timeout.
Yeah, you could see Nicholas Baer trying to call it too, and then one of Minnesota's players' feet was out of bounds. A lot of people are upset, and there's actually now fans are signing a petition to get the NCAA to apologize for the missed call.
Yes,
so
it's going to be interesting.
Now moving on from Minnesota, Iowa is getting ready to go on the road to East Lansing to take on Michigan State. The Hawkeyes are going into the matchup with the Spartans 6-6 in conference play, and with the Big Ten tournament just weeks away, every game counts more than usual.
And the Spartans have to have that same mindset as they are going into the game against the Hawkeyes 6-5. And this has been somewhat of a disappointing run for Michigan State as they opened the season ranked 12. So they have definitely had a different year than they expected.
Yeah, that's right. And they have had a similar season and similar close games as Iowa has had. And the two Big Ten teams also have something else in common: freshman talent.
And as we have mentioned before, the Hawks have an extremely talented freshman class, and Michigan State can definitely say the same. Freshman Miles Bridges has had just an incredible season, and Bridges is averaging 16.2 points per game while also averaging 8.1 rebounds per game. He's also earned Big Ten Freshman of the Week, USBWA Wayman Tisdale National Freshman of the Week, and has also been named to the Karl Malone Award Final 10.
Now the Spartans have had another freshman, Nick Ward, who has also been named a Big Ten Freshman of the Week. Ward has averaged 13 points per game as well as 6 rebounds per game.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a battle of the freshmen on Saturday, and it'll be definitely a preview into the future as, Michigan State and Iowa with their young guys to see how they'll pan out the next couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's well known that Carver goes through a lot of makeovers throughout the winter. Some nights it has a basketball court, and on other nights it may feature a wrestling mat or gymnastics rings. What may not be as well known is that there is a crew of students that set up Carver for each event. Alec Giannakopoulos has more.
Carver has been rocking so far this year with marquee wrestling and basketball matchups. However, it's a far different sight hours before the athletes take center stage. Before a big game, it's a team of students that set up the stage for Iowa sports. They're the Crew Hawks.
Now what they do on the same field and court as the athletes is not as glamorous. Their work is all as important, as the Crew Hawks are assigned with readying the field or court for every major Iowa sporting event.
The Crew Hawks have to set up wrestling meets a day after basketball games for a very quick turnaround.
Wrestling tonight, all we have to do is pick up the mats, set these chairs out, and then get the baskets out.
And some events can be much more difficult to set up and take down.
Gymnastics is the longest thing that we ever have to set up. It's usually like 4 hours minimum, like tear down and set up, just because there's so many different moving parts and there's a lot of cleanup for it.
But even with all that manual labor, there are definite benefits to being a Crew Hawk.
And you get to be around Carver all the time, Kinnick, we're over at Kinnick most of the time. You get to check out all the facilities. During the events, we sit right behind the scorer's table. Kinnick, we sit down on the field, so I mean, that's a good experience all in itself.
So if you ever come to any Iowa sporting event early, you'll see the Crew Hawks put in their work and help to get Iowa sports underway. This has been Alec Giannakopoulos, Daily Iowan TV.
The Crew Hawks get the absolute best seat in the house and are up close and personal with the equipment, so if you're interested in being a Crew Hawk, approach one before game and ask how you may be able to join. Now tune in on Monday for updates from the weekend and a look into the start of Iowa baseball season.
Noah, back to you.